Yo, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are back live with MUFC Unfiltered podcast Sunday evening with the brothers. We got a man like Ash in the building. Ash, how you doing, bro?
It's painful, innit? Painful. What is it? East Lancs, just down the road there, Liverpool, seeing them, seeing the title celebration, seeing the red flares. It's tough, man. It's tough witnessing all that right now. You know, especially where we're at as a football club, 14th and all that, 15th, wherever. You know, we've got hopes and prayers on Thursday, but going off today, it's not looking like there's much hope going there. But personal life, yeah, all good. You know, you keep going. We were saying a little bit earlier where we said, you know what I mean, football, there's more football around the corner and that, it keeps rolling. But yeah, always glad to be here. Make sure you're hitting them likes, boys, as well in the chat, and glad to be speaking to the chat and the rest of you boys and Tex. Nice to meet you, man. But yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah, man. Big up Texino, man. Texino, what are you saying, bro?
Big up yourself, Ash, as well, man. Bro, right now, it's like the devil himself rocked up to Old Trafford wearing the Liverpool scarf. You know, 20 times, Liverpool, they're going to be singing. You know what I mean? The song's no longer exclusive. It's theirs now as well. So, I mean, dark days could be better. But, I mean, a bittersweet weekend. My Saturday League team got promoted, so really happy about that.
Yo, big up, man.
At the moment, I'm just saying, look, I only support United on Thursdays, blood. And at the moment, we're undefeated. So, you know, we're doing well. I'm taking the shameless route. But yeah, big up yourself, Saeed, man. Smash the lights, everyone. Smash the lights, man.
Yeah, 100%. Like you know what it is? We've all kind of known Liverpool going to win the league for a long while, isn't it? But you know what it is, guys? When it just hits you, and when it's like they and it might hit us again when they lift the trophy, but when it's like crown Premier League champions, like, I'm sorry, man, you can't. I've had a few messages saying, but you knew what was happening. I said, yeah, but if it really hits you and you get it, you know what I'm saying, you'll only understand when it really hits you, bro. And if it don't hit you, then I don't know, bro. I don't know for you. I can't lie, man. I don't know for you. You feel me? So listen, they've deserved it. They've been the most consistent. But by word, man, how far are we away from them, bro? It's crazy, bro. Like, you know, talk about consistency. Someone was putting in the chat saying, "Oh, when you reckon United will win the next league?" I said, "Listen, when will United win the next two games on the bounce, bro? That's what I want to know. You know what I mean?" So, 20 times, it's one of them, man. We have to look. Jim Ratcliffe was there, you know, and he's got to look at it and think, "Yo, how can we win the league? What's our plan?" Omar Barada talks about 2028. I mean, bloody hell. There's 3 years left, mate. And we are stumbling right now, bro. It's absolutely mad, bro. Listen, I got a bit too excited at the start. I thought Slot would be absolutely nobody. I thought he was going to be an absolute joke. But yeah, Ash, man. I've even seen people that were even doing the London Marathon today. The Manchester Marathon, where Liverpool tops outside Old Trafford, bro. You think that would happen a few years ago, mate? No chance, man. But you know what I mean? Is that one hurting you, Ash? That Liverpool winning it? What do you reckon?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know what? You said it just there, Saeed. Like, we thought he'd come in and we thought it'd be a Alex Ferguson situation or an Arsene Wenger situation. Do you know what I mean? We thought it'd be another one of those. And especially after the Nottingham game, not knowing what Nottingham were really, going to Anfield and beating them there, it looked like, okay, here you go, here's the collapse. And then they just went on like a mega win streak. Or what was it? Something like 13, 14 games unbeaten. And yeah, it's just been frustrating. Especially considering where they're at. They look like they could go and win another one next year. That's the worrying part. They've not spent this summer. They look like they can go and spend a couple 100 million and then continue on. That's the worrying part. We're so far behind. Never mind Liverpool. We shouldn't even be looking at Liverpool. We should be looking at Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest. You look at Bournemouth squad. Do you know what I mean? Those are teams right now where we should be looking. And that's where we're at. That's the sad state of affairs where we're at right now, is that Bournemouth look like a proper team compared to us. You look at Hojlund, you look at Semenyo, you look at Clivert, you look at, what's the former Porto kid? Is it Ed Milson up top?
Yeah.
We're far away from that. That's the worrying part. You look at our team today, it was weak, it was slow, it looks so far off it. I mean, against 10 men, yeah, okay, we got a draw, but against 11, they look dominant in that game. They look comfortable, and I like I said, I can't even worry about Liverpool. I'm turning Sky Sports off. I'm going nowhere near the TV. I don't want to see any of it. I'll watch the rest of the Champions League. I'll watch Europa League, but Premier League, it's done for me. Like you said, just end it. Do you know what I mean? It's done. What's the point? Let's not. And yeah, no good. Nice to see you, by the way, Adam.
Yeah,
pleasure, my bro.
Ash, check your the private chat. You might need to turn the gain on a little bit. The mic.
Okay.
Yeah, man. What about you, Texino, man? How do you feel? Like, is it one of them where we can't really look towards Liverpool doing something, or is it more so we just got to do our own thing?
I mean, if we are being realistic, obviously, who's United's biggest rivals? Obviously, you're gonna look next door to Merseyside and what's going on with Liverpool. In terms of them winning it, obviously, congratulations to Liverpool and the Liverpool fans. Let's be real. They've had a very, very good core for a number of years now. From Alisson right up to the attack, they look well gelled. Let's be honest, all the top teams who they have been competing with over the years have all fallen off, and they've clearly taken advantage. Let's be real, Arsenal should have taken advantage this season. However, Liverpool have been very, very consistent, especially in the league. There's as a United fan, what else can we say? Our season's been absolutely shocking. You saw it again today. Bournemouth absolutely dominant for practically the whole 90 minutes. It's atrocious again. And to be fair to a few of the fans who do catch Amram on his little, hypocritical lines in terms of, he's going to play the kids in the Prem and rest people for Thursday. Again, the first team played this week and it looked abysmal. And these little things just kind of give me doubts to Thursday. Look, I've been shameless the whole time. I do want to win the Europa League, and I've been putting my neck on the line saying we are going to win the Europa. However, when you do things like this and you're starting that team should be resting, just putting it all out for Thursday night. And we want to see the youngsters. There's nothing to play for in the league, What's the worst that could happen is we finish bottom 15th. Finishing 15th and 14th, there is no difference. There is no difference.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, man, just play the kids in the league. Shocking again today. Bournemouth absolutely dominant. The midfield from United, it's very slow. It's been slow for a while now. It's just there's no mobility in the team. We don't look technically as secure as nearly 15 Premier League teams. It's absolutely shocking. It's the same thing week in, week out, man. What else can I say? Same thing week in, week out.
Yeah. What about you, Adam? Just to touch on Liverpool win the league before we get on to United,
It's a disgrace, isn't it? It really is. Like the aim has to be winning the league, but if we don't, it has to be make sure Liverpool don't. And we are so far off having an input in that it's like I hate almost every Premier League team, to be honest. Like I'm not sort of fan, but of course Liverpool, it's just bad. It's just bad. And I used to believe, of course, it's a bit tongue in cheek, but if you're a United manager that allows Liverpool to win the league, you should be sacked regardless of what you're doing. Like just on principle. Like I know it's harsh, but it's a bit of a joke, of course. But it's that bad. It's that bad. So yeah, man, I was watching it, and then I was watching the game. But the moment they scored for the equalizer, I said, yeah, they are winning this. Can't be bothered watching them celebrate or this or that. So
yeah,
it's terrible, man. It's terrible.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Big up to Rhino as well, who's just joined us as well. Big up Rhino. Hope you're well, man. Hope you're well.
Bless, man.
I mean, a couple of super chats have just come through the door. Super Archers Club needs to have a plan B and plan C if we do not make Champions League football and first targets don't happen. It's time to get real and stop fantasizing. Craig says, what was all these crowds in Liverpool today? Thought the job centre was closed on Sundays. Smash the likes. I big up to Craig, man. A bit of humour there. Ivan says, it's okay. When I started watching United, we had less talent than Liverpool, but that was the best by United. History repeats itself. United till I die. Big up, man. Yeah, listen, football is in cycles, isn't it? But have we had our cycle? That's the question. You know, so let's see, man. But today, I mean, Ash, it's not a loss, but brother, it was bad, bro. If they didn't get that 10 men, bro. If we like, I don't believe it was a red card, by the way. I thought he slipped and then he kind of almost he caught it. But then again, I do believe Adam should have been sent off on Garnacho. I thought that was way, way worse than the Evanilson. So
I can't lie, I thought it was a red card.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
But I'll let Ash go.
The Evanilson one was for me a red card anyway before.
Yeah.
So
I don't even think the Tyler Adams one really was, to be honest. I mean, it felt like a similar one with Casemiro at Southampton a couple of seasons ago. Just one that I want to see. I want to see players go in for tackles. I don't want to see those being given as red cards. But that's just the nature of the game these days. Bournemouth.
But had that not went in though, had we not got that red card, do you think Man United score? Because I don't think we do.
No, not at all. Not at all. Because we didn't control the game. We had a couple of moments in the first half where Kobe was on the ball and he drove the ball forward, but there wasn't much really. They controlled and they had us penned in a lot of the game in the first half, and second half they started really strong. For me, it's regardless of where we're at in the team, we don't score goals. Like we do not score goals. We scored goals against Lyon against 10 men. We scored against Bournemouth 10 men. I want to see us do it against 11. Do you know what I mean? Like we're at a stage here where what is this? Hojlund's fourth goal of the season. Fourth goal of the season for our main striker. Fourth goal of the season. We're nearly in May and he's got 4 goals. I mean, the players today. I felt like Lenny had a poor game as well. That surprised me. And usually we have a bright spot with him on the field, but it's just the attack, the forward line. We know what Garnacho is going to do. We know he gets plenty of chances. He's missed something like 14 quality chances in the last couple of games, or his last 14 big chances, and it's the same. It's the same every game. We know what we've got. We know we're a weak side. You look what I was saying earlier. You look at Bournemouth's attack. Someone in the chat earlier was saying United have got a better team than Bournemouth. I'd take Clive Vert, I'd take Semenyo, and I'd take the striker again. It's not Ed Milson, it's Evan Nilsson, isn't it?
Evan Nilsson, yeah. You got Kirkers as well. It's a couple I take, to be fair.
Yeah, Alex Scott in the midfield, I'd take him. I wouldn't take Smith, I wouldn't take Tyler Adams, but there's a lot of players there. Hoyson I'd take. At this point, we're taking Aspilicueta in goal. Like, that's where we're at. So, yeah. We're just not there. We look weak. We look slow. They look like a physical team today. We were going into 50-50s. And don't get me started on Bruno today. He's so frustrating. I know he's had a couple of decent games over the last couple of weeks and month or so. But today he's throwing his hands up, he's moaning, he's complaining, and he's moaning at Casemiro as well. This is a man who's done everything in the game. Do you know what I mean? Pretty much everything in the game, and he's throwing his hands up at him. If I'm Casemiro there in the changing room, I'm like, don't you ever look at me or throw your hands at me ever again. Well, who do you think you are? What have you done in your game? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what kind of a player I am? You're telling me what to do. Sort yourself out, and it's just. Yeah. It's so frustrating, man. It's so frustrating. But that's where we're at right now. I put it out on Twitter. I put it out on X. I said these players, they've got heart, but there's just no quality. There's no quality there. It just is what it is. We know that, and
even the hard bit.
It's just a waiting game.
Yeah, the heart. I think even today,
even the hard bit of time.
Yeah, the heart was absent today, man. I think today the players just weren't on it. There was not enough like endeavor. Like they were keeping the ball playing around, but they didn't really want it, man. I didn't think they cared. They've checked out. The man them have checked out, man. Because you've seen these players time and time again. Like they'll play like this so many games, and then all of a sudden for Arsenal, there's all of a sudden the energy and the fire. I didn't see no triangles today. Certain man have got the ball, and everyone's just running away from the ball again and
running away.
Bro, it's only towards the end where their confidence built. That man had 10 men, and then some of the subs of Ruben seemed to just do something, and everyone started to go for it a little bit. There was just all of a sudden hunger, but where was that all game? I don't get it. Like, you know what I mean? So
it was a 10 men, Rhino, that's what it was. It was them having a man sent off. Do you know what I mean?
But do you know why the 10 men thing is mad, Ash? Because sometimes there's 10 men and the man them are still the same. Do you know what I mean?
They're still the same. I think Hojlund,
we just probably falling.
I think Rasmus Hojlund's movement is absolutely shocking. I hear so many shouts, in terms of he doesn't get service, etc. I think his movement is shocking. On the ball as a midfielder, you want your striker to move. You need to be a striker to help with the passes, if that makes sense. Spin off, make runs, drop short, do something, engage.
You saw it when Obi came on. Already he had a couple touches. Yeah.
That happens all the time when Obi comes on. Why does he get so many chances in microwave minutes? It doesn't make any sense. For Hojlund to score, it's almost like the ball has to hit him. You have to strike the ball directly to him. Exactly what happened today. He just puts a go out and he will score a goal. But that's anyone. That's any one of us in this chat. So I mean, there's so many different negatives in the squad. The funniest thing for myself is I try my best to find positives, but where are they? Like,
man, there's no point, man.
I'll tell you that, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Trust me, there's no point doing it. I think for me, what we are the fan base it's low point when you try and find like positives, in things. And I get it. We didn't get beat today, and we could be a bit shameless whenever we want to, but really and truly, there ain't many positives, man. Like, the football style ain't great. We're not really playing well. We're not, we're not creating. The thing is, right? Don't get me wrong. Europa League and Premier League are two different competitions here. But the more I watch us, I'm like, yo, this Europa League, you still have to play well to win the Europa League, guys. You still have to. That Lyon game, I feel like for me, we are losing sight that that was a game of adrenaline rather than a game of football. It was a game of the fans were on it. And that was Ash representing that in the crowd saying, "Come on, United!" Do you know what I mean? Let's be honest, bro. That weren't really the players playing ball, bro. One goal,
bang, bang, Saeed, with that, that's the only way we have any chance of getting something at the Europa League.
You think it's Liverpool?
Really want it? Yeah, that's it, man. So hopefully. That's what like I said in my match reaction. Make sure you check that out, Rhino MGTV.
Yeah, come on.
Like I said in it, I feel like if you guys are playing dead because on Thursday you're gonna turn up, I'll be happy. Do you know what I mean? Go and show us something. But if it's just good, even if we win the Europa, I need to see some progress. See that there's a plan towards where these players want to go. Because I feel like today was very worrying for me. But Thursday, if these guys don't turn up, I swear to you that it's just a disgrace, man.
When was the only thing they got left to fight for? When was the last time we played Bilbao? Was that when we had Fergie and they had Munyain and Lorente?
When Iriola was captain of them, that's why. The Bournemouth manager. He was captain of their team.
Their team.
Cool. So I still have PTSD from that day against Bilbao. I've still never seen a team dominate United at Old Trafford like that. So, look, I mean, if they still do play very good football, if they do keep the ball, if they make us run, if there's no heart, if there's no fight, we will get pumped. We'll be in for a surprise. But I mean, are we away first leg? We are away first leg, aren't we?
I think we are away.
Yeah, we are away first leg.
That usually, especially for United, I don't know, over the years in European football, that usually plays in our favour. Second leg at home usually plays in our favour. So, fingers crossed. We just got in the passion merchant thing, man.
Yeah, there was a lot of people putting up the GA today, the XG. We had a high XG, but quality of chances, guys, please. The Garnacho one, he should be scoring that one. I'm struggling to understand of another chance where United should have scored. Is maybe it a Mount chance?
Maybe the Mount one? One that Bruno, I think, hit and he went for a throw, but it was in the box.
Yeah,
I don't remember that one.
I think it was a good pass. I think it was a good cut pass, and then Bruno just didn't connect. And usually he connects well, he's a good finisher. So that's why I didn't give him too much shit, because it happens.
Yeah,
Aspilicueta didn't have to do much, did he? You don't remember Aspilicueta making saves?
Well, I don't remember a goalkeeper having to do that much, to be honest.
I don't think he made that many saves. Was it Kepa? No, he didn't make up that many saves, to be honest with you. So I don't know. I you know what it is, guys? A lot of people are hammering out, man. And they're hammering out because they don't see the style, guys, man. You know me. I've told you lot, though, guys. I'm only hammering in because I feel like he should get a transfer window, and then it'll be fair for the manager. I don't really believe in the football style or anything like that. I can't tell you, the football's amazing. I can see styles. I'm not gonna gaslight you in that, bro. I'm not gonna tell you there's something there. All I'm gonna say is that he should be given a transfer window, and that's that. But
you
a
know
lot
what
of
it is?
people, bro, like it's a lot of hope, when you
It's
deep
only
it.
hope. It's only hope, Saeed, because based on what he did for the last 6 months, he doesn't deserve a window because he hasn't shown anything that would tell you, you know what, with players, like he's getting outclassed every time by a manager. Like
Every time.
I was waiting for the Bournemouth game, and the way they played last time, the way they played today is the same. We looked outclassed physically. They pressed us. We didn't have an answer. Trying to build from just like Newcastle did twice, just like Bournemouth did twice. And if I'm Bournemouth manager, I'm fuming at the players because they let their foot off the gas. They should have won that game clearly, and we just tried to scrap, like get a goal, and then we drew. But they should have won that game because they were the dominant side. If they took the game more seriously, or because it was easy for them. It was easy for them. So to be honest, I don't think he deserves a window. I'm not going to say hammer him out because if you asked me in November, I say no way I want him gone before the end of the season. I don't think it's reasonable. That's what I would have thought at the time. I don't have a single argument in favor of him staying. Like a concrete argument that I thought I don't have much one. I don't have. Is it the quality of the players? We know, of course we know.
Yeah.
But it's been way worse. It's been too bad, Saeed. It's been too bad. Profiling players is a weakness. Making subs is a weakness. Figuring out the best starting 11 is a weakness.
Even today, when we went for the game, Adam, I feel like at least 20 minutes before, let's go for the game a bit earlier. Give us a chance to win. Yeah, so I'm with you, man. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, man.
I think what I'm scared of is the fact that if we now go into next season, and obviously we back this guy in terms of his system, his players, etc., and things do remain the same, and we get off to an awful start next season, they go and sack this guy. We are now going to be a team full up of wing backs and number 10s. 9 times out of 10, most managers out there, especially an interim manager, will come in and play 4 at the back, 3 midfield, 3 up top. That is probably the inevitable. 9 times out of 10 going to happen. Now, we are not going to have the players for that. It's going to be a restart again. And it's just years, years wasting time.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
But why would you say that though? Because we're getting rid of the Rashfords and the Antonys. They are the wingers. Now people are screaming we need to get wing backs, full on wing backs, people who can defend and go forward. If you go and get, for example, you go and get a Frimpong, if you replace Rashford with Frimpong and you go bring in an attacking manager who likes to play 4 at the back and 3 up top, then who's going to be your outlet? Garnacho again?
No. We need the better players. My point is, people tend to believe that a process or a plan or a program involves only one manager. I think you can have a 3-year plan that involves many managers if you have a structure in place that knows.
If you have a structure in place, yeah.
You can have a 4-year plan, and you can have 3 or 4 managers in that 4-year plan. But the plan is, but the big if is if you have a good structure that knows what it's doing.
Exactly.
But people competent.
What shows you that's going to happen though? Because if we had the correct structure in place, then getting rid of Rashford and Anthony in January, you at least get someone on loan who can be an outlet and support Garnacho in as being an outlet in the transitions or something. Does that make sense? Because you weren't going to get rid of Garnacho, so it's these little things.
I hear that.
Do United prepare in the transfer window with Ineos? We don't know, because this is the first actual summer that we're gonna have under them.
So, I think the Cunha one looks dead certain, but other than that, it's not really any certainties. We get other.
That's the thing as well, guys. Yeah, I think the underlying issues that we're going through as well are problems too, because people like Rashford and Anthony, you would argue, was there time to go in terms of having a direction in terms of like new wage bills and all of this stuff as well, and just their level of performances at our club. So it's hard, man, because in a sense they have to go, but at least that's what I'm saying. Summer's going to be important for me, because if I see that summer they're moving a bit different and this was all in all the plan, Ruben's on board, Brailsford, everyone's on board, Barada and everybody. Now I'm going to be cool with it, but it's not looking positive at the moment. But we just got to see, man. Yeah.
You know what? And listen, big up to McTominay, but big up to Jason as well. If McTominay was here, would be our best striker. Listen, guys, man, we all was here talking about selling McTominay, I don't think there was many people here, maybe other than Traps here, that was defending McTominay. But guys, man, bro, we can be happy for McTominay, but also understand that we've just not replaced him, or we've not replaced the goals, or we've not done something. Like we like he's gone into Napoli and thrived, and fair play to him. Good luck. But guys, what's that gonna do for me, man? Like, bro, like it was a correct decision. I think for me, I ain't gonna flip flop on McTominay. I really am. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not flip flopping. It was the right thing to sell him, but he's gone on and thrived like many others have done after they've left United. Everyone thrives. McTominay ain't
the grass weren't green here, it doesn't mean it won't be green elsewhere. Do you know what I mean?
There you go, bro. Exactly. So, listen, fair play. I hope he wins it.
Our player, like it's as simple as that. He's gone to a slow league. Of course, he's gonna dominate them. Like, it's as simple as he's physically dominant. That's one thing about Scott McTominay that you can never take away from him. So he's much more important.
Yeah, absolutely. Super Arch has horrible argument. This clearly shows he needs players for the system. Not deserving a transfer window is mad talk to me.
Are we fully sold on this system though? Because I was saying to you last week, Saeed, like this system, man. You know, I want to buy into it, but it seems it's against our culture. And you look at the most successful teams in football, world football history. It's founded on a 3 in midfield, like 2 in midfield. The gaps there. It's weak. You know, you what a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1 that tend to, or a 4-1-4-1. Do you know what I mean? Those are the foundational systems that have worked and proved and provided for decades. The 3-4-3. It's been few and far between where it's been successful.
But the truth is, we have 4 players in midfield because the wing backs are playing in midfield. We don't have 2, so that's the trade-off. But technically, we have.
You say that they don't know, Adam, because you look at Dorgu, he's on the touchline. You look at Mazraoui, they're on the touchline. Do you know what I mean?
The way we play it is a disgrace, but it's not the 3-4-3 that is a problem. I agree with you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see a successful model of the 3-4-3 providing league titles in the Premier League. I think
you know what? To be honest, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it requires too much physicality. You know, it requires a lot of physicality, and it's one of those formations that it kind of. It destroys players' core, their batteries. You can saw it with Conte. You can do it for a season or 2, and then it absolutely destroys players. They can't continue that running that pace, that what's needed for that kind of a system, and it just leaves so many gaping holes. And not just that. I don't think it's that attractive as a formation. Like you end up what ends up happening is the wing backs end up dropping back into a 5, so you end up playing part the bus football. You know, it's very rarely do you see it press on the front foot, even though that's what Amorim wants to do. But he's not gone that way. Had we conceded a lot more goals and scored more by pressing up with the fullbacks, but we don't do that as much. You just don't see it.
Everything you're saying is basically against the manager, because I think the 3 at the back is one of the best formation in the world from an attractive perspective. If you look at even the teams that start with the back 4, for example, when you see the lineup go out, when they have the ball, they play with a back 3. And it goes back to even to Pep when he was at Barcelona, when he had that wonderful team. They play with the back 3 in possession, and everything just switches and shifts. It's just that the way we are doing it is not good at all. The players are not getting it. The manager is not getting the message across. But most teams play with a back 3.
In build up, in the very first phase, yeah. But
and if you look at Leverkusen, if you look at Inter Milan, if you look at the Leipzig teams, the Nagelsmann, the Marco Rosa, if you look even at Pep, what he's doing when he plays the inverted fullback, there are basically 3 centre halves there, and one goes into midfield and they play with a back 3. So most of the teams tend to take that. Even Ten Hag, the foolishness he was doing was basically playing with a 3-6. I don't know, whatever he was doing, but. The problem is he's not getting it right. That's the problem. He's not getting it right. So now, instead of having the pros and the cons of the system, we only have the cons.
I agree, man. I think,
it's a pragmatism. Someone said it there. It's that I think it's down to the manager to make the system work. Don't get me wrong. I still think player quality is at an all-time low. Yeah. But I'm sorry, guys. If we're seeing other clubs winning more than one game, come on, man. We got to win more games, bro, guys, and build confidence within the system. Wins bring you confidence, innit? And why we can't win games, it's like we have to ask the questions why. Like, It's not just a case down to one thing. There's a collective, kind of like, bro, like it is, bro. Like, and listen, you ain't gonna get everyone now, but you still have to prove why you need to get everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is for me.
Because he needs better players and he needs profiles to fit.
Oh, 100%.
Of course he does. That's clear.
Yeah.
But what I'm looking like, I said this the last time, Saeed. The last 6 months were about him assessing the squad and us assessing him. So far, he's failed. Because you can't get a free 6 months at United. You don't get that at any job.
No, you don't, bro. You don't.
I wouldn't get it in a normal job here. I wouldn't get 6 months of just trying out stuff. That doesn't happen. He's taking too long to know who should play where. This is too long for me. He knows Bruno can't play in the 10. It's better deeper in midfield. I think Bruno is terrible wherever, but still, he knows that. He said it. He still plays Bruno in the 10. He does a lot of things that, like for example, when we played against Wolves, it was Ugarte and Eriksen in midfield, and we looked much better than what we did today against Bournemouth. And there is not that much between Bournemouth and Wolves. Like the one is 9th in the league, 8th. The other one is 11th. There are 8 points between them. So it's a comparable enough. And we played much better against them. Why? Because we need more quality to control the tempo of the game. Something that is very obvious that he's not getting right. Too many mistakes. Too many mistakes.
Yeah. Ryder, what was you gonna say, bro? You were gonna say something before.
Yeah, I feel like it's tough, man, because obviously these players, when we try to get them in the right system that would fit, that would suit them, they were still not performing as well. So we're stuck between the balance of thinking maybe a few more players will change it, but at the same time thinking surely there's at least 20% more we can get out of these players. Surely just a few instructions.
Yeah,
you know, do this at this point. When this is happening, do that. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? But that's why it's tough, man. And that's what I feel like someone's going to tell me everything about Ruben. And I think me just wanting him to have that grace period of giving him a summer window is just me giving him that final chance. Yeah. Like you said, out of hope. Just to say, look, guys, look, Ruben, we gave you every opportunity. Even with your players, maybe we thought, okay, you might get your players and something might click and then we'll see some changes. But that's the problem for me. I feel like a part of me feels like he's not trying. I don't get it, man. Like, are you sabotaging the season on purpose? But then why would you benefit from that? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, why would you benefit from that?
Weird, man.
I just think
if you start the game, sorry.
No, sorry, bro. So I just think it's a thing where when Pep first came to the Prem, for example, you saw exactly what he was trying to implement in terms of with his fullbacks inverting with Bakary Sagna and Clichy, Di Michaelis obviously being the ball playing centre back, etc. But you saw it didn't work. Obviously, he brought Bravo in, etc. It didn't work. He needed another summer. What did he spend majority of his money on? A whole back line. He got Mendy, Kyle Walker, John Stones, transformed his team. However, my whole point is in that first season, you at least saw what he was trying to implement. With Amorim, I cannot see what he is trying to implement with the squad. And I mean, when things have gone well with Amorim, and this is why I'm not trying to be too harsh, because when things have gone well, and I don't know, when Mainu played in the 10 in Europa for the first time, and you take him out of the position, you play him in the 9 the next game, and it's just like, when things are going well, why switch it up? You clearly know that Garnacho is better playing on the right, facing inside the pitch, because it's easy for any footballer to do the basics when you can see the whole game in front of you. But when he has to cut inside and he's very weak going down the outside on his left, it's just like, you know, these things don't work. However, you still do it. So, I mean, like, in terms of himself, as Randall said, look, I don't think anyone's trying to sabotage themselves, because that would be silly. At the end of the day, this is their jobs. Do you know what I mean? This is what they earn from. But does he reassure me that next season, you know, he can work a bit of magic? I don't know.
Did you ever watch his press conference towards the end? I don't know. He looked a bit down. I don't know if he was just kind of like, I don't know. Did you ever watch his post match? Because I didn't watch it, and apparently it was just like, it was like emotionless. Like, he wasn't really like asked or anything like that. Like, you get me?
Do you know what it is, Saeed? You saying that, you know, maybe like Because it's funny because Tex was talking about us seeing anything. I felt like when he first arrived, I saw bits and pieces of it, especially when we saw the training clips and then we saw it reenacted on the pitch. You know, when we scored that goal in I think it was the goal when we did the cutback and whatever. That's what we were seeing in training. So there's a small part of me that feels like the players have reverted and they're not getting it. But yeah, man, it's so difficult. It's such a tough situation. I'm nowhere near Amrim out as well, but I'm just finding it, like Adam, I'm just finding it very hard to find positives and defend him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough.
Yeah, I agree, because when he arrived in November until I think Bournemouth was the turning point. Bournemouth in January. Those first 2 months ish, they were actually quite like encouraging. Like I was optimistic a bit. There was like some good things, but it's good the things as well. Like every team, even if they are lower down the table, they have good managers, so they will understand what you're doing and they will adjust. So they will become harder and harder to play against because they know how to prepare. So now he's getting, ever since they worked him out, like in the first 2 months, he hasn't been able to come back. And that shows that he's been outclassed by managers from top to the bottom to the lower half of the table. So it's not good enough if you're getting outclassed by Bournemouth manager, Newcastle. Of course, they are good managers, of course. But what does it say? It says that you don't belong to this conversation. It's not a good look. It's not a good look.
Yeah. This comment here, this is United banner in. Let's enjoy the fortune of football. Why blame Amrin when players are not aggressive? Put Konya, Ahmad, Dilat front three. Middle two, put Bruno Edison, then see all. Is it easy as that? I don't know, man. If it's easy as that,
I'll make you like, and I will write something that will pin on my profile eventually. Later on it. We will not improve or fight for big honors ever, like Champions League, Premier League, with Bruno starting. It's not happening. It's just not happening. So there are a lot of players that we need to get rid of, and he's not the worst talent-wise, but he has the biggest negative impact. So you can bring in, like, when I see, like, bring in Cunha, Delap, Ederson, and then I still see Bruno in there, like, we will sack the next manager. And we still...
Nah, I agree, man. Big up Andrew Summers. If players don't get it in 6 months, how the players come in the summer going to get it in less time? Big up the panel and chat. That's what Nurdi was shouting at me today, you know, on the phone,
Imagine my shock.
Bro, like he was going mad at me saying, yo, Saeed, pre-season's in a couple of months away. Do you realize? I was like, yo, like, I get it. Bro, I hear you. Like, and he does raise a good point, bro. I'm like, yo, bro, like, I'm not even looking at next season right now. I'm looking at, right, okay, cool. Let's finish the season off. Let's get the players in. And I want next season not to come anytime soon. I genuinely want next season to feel like it's in 5 years, bro. Yeah, imagine me thinking about a new Premier League season, bro. Are you mad? Don't really care about next season, bro. I'll be real with you. Like, because I don't think of, like, it's like people will say, look at Forest, look at these teams here. I don't know. Can United do a Forest? Can United do, I don't know, who's played poorly and then all of a sudden been like third or fourth? Like, where did Newcastle finish that season? Hey?
Villa were that, weren't they, with Unai Emery?
Villa, to be fair, though, they finish. Where did they finish? Where did they finish the season before? Let me check, guys. Premier League table, right? Let's look at the Premier League table. And Jason Hans says we'll win the league if we play Mount instead of Bruno. He's on to you, Adam, Jason.
Yeah, but then again, because you know what? Bruno did the same thing last year. I saw people like, Bruno, what has happened to him? He's been so bad. And then he had a good month toward the end of the season before the FA Cup final. And then people said, oh, he's the best ever. And he's been shocking the entire year. And he's been half decent for last month. And then people only remember the last month. But ever since Bruno's been gaining in importance in the team, the more important he gets, the worse will become. Ever since his
I think it's an easy thing to look at though, Bruno. I don't think he's the big issue. Seeing us play with 5 defensive players, you look at our attack, which is just we got nothing up there.
Yeah,
but, I mean, we got bigger issues than Bruno.
I don't think people realize how toxic that is because we have a. We'll go back to the conversation. Show what you have to show.
Yeah. I was going to show you. So Forest finished 17th. Yeah. Then obviously now they're chasing top 5. But Forest must have spent God loads of money. They breached FFP. They spent like 12 players. United are not going to get like 10 to 12 players in one window, right? So that's that. Obviously, Villa finished 4th that season. The season before that, yeah, Villa finished. Well, where did Villa finish? 7th.
7 though.
So it wasn't a big jump, but still a significant jump. Obviously, Aston Villa finished 4th. Man United obviously were 3rd. You know, so can United? The thing is, for me, teams have got better in the last couple of years, though. Like, you're now dealing with all of these teams, bro. The problem is with us. Can we be more consistent, right, than these teams here? Villa, Forest, Chelsea, Man City, Newcastle, Arsenal. Like, how many teams are more consistent than us? Brentford, Bournemouth, like Palace, will they win games? Wolverhampton, like, the thing is that, like, not even Tottenham, West Ham, like, the 3 at the bottom are going to get relegated. We know that. Next year, the 3 at the bottom, call it a day, you're getting relegated. I don't care what you are, don't know who you are. Leeds, who else? Burnley, you're going down, yeah? But then where do we finish? Like, it's a toss-up between there and all the way to for me, around here. Like, to 6th, 7th, 8th. Like, that's where I think United next year achievable is 6th, 7th, and 8th. That's where I believe United could end up finishing next year. You know? I really do. Because look at this. They've only lost like 8 or 9 games. Like Forest. Look at these guys. Like Villa have lost like, what, 9? Brighton have only lost 9. They've drew 12. So 10 games. Like, you know, they're losing 10 to 9 games. Like, United have lost now 15. And it could be more. So it is conceivable that Man United do finish in and around that area. You know? So it's... Even with a big summer, I generally don't like. I feel like for me, there's something rotten within this team, bro. And I just don't know. If you don't get me around 5 to 7 starters, I can't confidently feel like that. And is anyone going to tell me we're going to get 5 to 7 starters? I don't think so. I don't think so. You feel me? I don't think we're getting 5 to 7 starters, bro.
And which position do you think are the most crucial? Because I think the defense is
everywhere, bro. Everywhere. Everywhere.
If we have Delitz Mazraoui and we buy a centre half, are we happy with that?
Sorry?
If we have Delitz Mazraoui and we buy a left-footed centre half plus Euro in there, I think are we happy with that?
Two wing backs.
No, I'm just talking about the back 3.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
I'll
be happy with that.
All right. Yeah. I think we're all right. Because you got Aiden Evan as well. Evan was looking quality when he first came in.
Exactly.
You got Lenny Euro. Yeah, okay. so that's all right. You're looking at the centre back core, but like you said, you know, Dorgu, we spoke about this, you know, when he first signed. Like, he was a risk.
Yeah,
it was a big risk.
20
20-year-old coming from Serie A. You know, when you can go and add double the fee, which is an easy thing to say, but you double the fee, you go and get someone Premier League proven.
I'm starting to look at that thinking 24 million too much right now.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? You could have got an 8 Nori. You could have got an Anthony Robinson. You could have got a Kirkes. Like, those are 3 players right there who you know are guaranteed to perform in this league. Yeah. And like, that's worth that 20 million premium that it would have cost on top of Dorgu. That's worth that.
Because I was going by position. I was going by position. So centre half, I think we're good. Let's suppose we buy one, not even.
Yeah.
Now wing backs, I agree with you. I think we need upgrades in that position. So let's say 2 more, at least.
2 more.
One on the right, one on the left, I suppose.
Yeah. One on the right, one on the left. Yep.
So let's say we need. So that's 3 signings.
Yep, 3 signings.
So are we counting Dorgu as an Amarin signing? Yes or no?
No, I don't think he is Amarin signing. I think he's a club signing.
I think he's a club signing.
Okay.
Yeah, club signing.
I disagree.
He has to say yeah.
I disagree because obviously watching him in the Italian league, he was playing very high up. He was chipping in with goals. He was chipping in with assists. So he clearly came into play as a wing back. But you can see on the left side, especially as a left-footed wing back, he doesn't have, you know, different dynamics to his game. He doesn't have ideas to switch it up. So he's not gonna be creative. He can't go down wide. Him whipping it into the box is poor. His end products. It's shocking, to be fair. I mean, the best thing about his game is genuinely him running up and down the line. That's about it. So, quality. I think that's a waste of a signing, and I do believe that's an Amarin signing. So
it's an Amarin signing because the club wouldn't have bought him if it weren't for Amarin.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
that's why.
Hamas
What are
has
you
come
lot
in
talking about?
two
Who you lot
games and
talking
looks
about?
better.
Talk about Dogu.
Oh,
Go in the
okay.
signings.
Yeah, Harry Mass has come in 2 games and looked better than him. Do you know what I mean? He showed more.
He's just technically much better. Much better. And in this system, clearly the wing backs are a high significance, major factor.
But he doesn't make it look like it.
But it's simple. Look, Amas comes in left wing back. We look 10 times better on the left side. When Ahmad plays right wing back, we look like a 10 times better team. Clearly, the wing backs affect this football team. Now, you've gone out there and signed your first wing back, and clearly his end product is nothing that we need right now. It's something to develop on, yada yada. No, I don't even think he's a wing back in my position. I think he would obviously suit a back four. He will play much better in a back four.
So now let's suppose now we need 3 signings. So let's say 1 centre half and 2 wing backs, which I agree with. We need a striker. It's
2
urgent.
midfielders are. I think that's the.
And that's
2 strikers.
That was my point. The midfielders, because if we buy midfielders, who do we drop? Because we need number 10, we need a striker, and we need 2 midfield players.
Yeah.
So now we are going to drop people that people don't want to be dropped.
Yeah, be realistic.
Yeah.
Do the club, does the manager or the club want Bruno to be dropped? I don't think that's.
No, I think he's set, and that's the worry for me. He's set there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's going to be a part of that team, whether we like it or not.
And that's a disgrace. That's why we're not going to improve, because you're forcing a player in, not because he fits. Like, it could be someone else. It could be someone else. Like, I don't like Bruno, you know that. But let's suppose it was a player that I like. If he doesn't fit, he doesn't fit.
He doesn't fit, yeah.
And you remove, because Ugarte was a Amarim player. He plays in that position. He knows the system very well. So I'm not Ugarte's biggest fan, but technically it's a club signing that made sense for the manager, that the manager knows very well. So
you think Ugarte's going to be in our plans next year, guys?
But what I'm trying to say is, if we buy a midfielder, surely it has to be to play next to Ugarte if the plan makes...
That won't work. I genuinely think it's got to that point now with Ugarte is that he's got to be a utility guy now, because...
Saeed, if we are going to criticize and to remove Ugarte before removing Casemiro and Bruno playing next to him, it doesn't make sense to me, and it's not fair as well. Because we have a player there that plays in that position, that's been playing in that position. I was against the Ugarte signing. I was not a fan. But if we are going to start... like removing him before removing the players that were there before and that don't fit, doesn't look like it's a fair thing to do for me. Am I making sense?
I agree. Yeah.
I think Ugarte suits a 3 rather than a 2.
Yeah. I don't think he's that bad that everyone. I don't think Ugarte is that bad, you know.
No, it's not bad. No, I don't think he is. But
I agree.
I think for me, he suits a 3
Even
rather.
Today when he came on, I think he was all right. He looked like one of our bright sparks. He was moving a bit energetic.
He's pressing his energy. Was good.
He was even progressing the ball as well, like more than he normally does.
Yeah, but why are you shocked though? Or why are you surprised? Or why are you happy with that? That's his game, bro. Tenacity and running around. That's
it.
No, but he was good on the ball, because the myth is he's just a destroyer. But today, when he came on, he was partly the impact that helped us. Obviously, the fact they had 10 men as well, but he was partly one of the catalysts to help us bring back that energy back on the ball, I think.
Exactly. So now if you're going to buy a right wing back, an attacking one, and you have Ahmad and Cunha in the 10, for example. So you need someone to play next to Ugarte that has control, that plays as a midfielder. Because Ugarte
I get that. In terms of his profile, I get it though. I get what you're saying.
So you need someone calm next to him, someone that has a work rate, of course, because work rate.
He's not the ideal midfielder. I get what you mean though.
You need someone that can play with the ball, because you can't have Ugarte who's unpredictable on the ball, because sometimes he's good, sometimes he's shocking, and to have Bruno next to him. And have Bruno next to him, who's sometimes good, sometimes very reckless and unpredictable as well. Oftentimes, you could say. So now you have 2 unpredictable elements in the middle of the park. You can't score, you can't create chances with that. Regardless of if you like them or don't, it doesn't make sense. So now
I agree.
You have the situation now where Cunha won't get the ball, Ahmad won't get the ball, and we are going to criticize them. Oh, Ahmad is not.
Yeah.
Did we overhype Ahmad?
He's a flop next year. Bet you all the United fans going to call him a flop. Exactly. Yeah, I like Adam Watson, but he's going to cost you a lot of money, man.
Adam Watson's
very good player, man. But again, it's difficult, man. You know what it is? We've got these bad expectations, but we don't have a style, guys. This is a problem. We first need a style, and then we incorporate it to all of our likes and dislikes. Problem is, we look at Ugarte, and even though, like I said, he hasn't got the best footballing principles of being a good like ball playing midfielder, we're always putting our energy into Ugarte, get him gone, get him sold, but we don't have a baseline first. When we have a baseline, then I think for me, you can fairly judge players and whatnot. Some players are hopeless, don't get me wrong. Some players, they don't need. But the manager, like, he has to, for me, install that first. Then say, okay, then I can bring this guy in there. Because some players, some people, yeah, they don't really have that many top players, yeah. Like, let's for example, yeah. Ismail Assar. Do you not rate Ismail Assar? Be honest.
Nah.
No, be honest. Do you rate Ismail Assar?
Not for me.
So I guarantee you, Ismail Assar played for United, yeah. I reckon a lot of these United fans will be cussing Ismail Assar, saying he's got no IQ, he's just a speed merchant, his finishing ain't good, blah, blah, blah.
Bro,
He plays for Crystal Palace on the glass. Hold on a minute. He plays for Crystal Palace on the glass, though, and he's super effective, bro. Like, bro, the guy scores goals, yeah. He stretches defenses. He plays in that right 10 role. He's actually meant to be a winger, a direct winger. He's actually more effective in their system. But in our team, we would say he's rubbish. But it's flourishing.
Yeah, but it's the same thing people say about Garnacho, though. He's effective because he's a bit quick or whatever he is. He's direct or whatever. Bro, they would say the same thing about Sarr. Yeah, you're right. But, bro, you got to remember, one, where I'm from. I am from South London myself, so most of my brethren are Palace fans. Secondly, they do tell me this guy's like Bambi. His first touch is shocking. He's just direct. He just looks to run at players, etc. And that's about it. So, yeah, bro, I think that in my opinion, with all due respect, was a poor example.
I'm saying. But he is strong. When you look at it, he's got 11 GA. Yeah, every time I've seen him against the bigger clubs, he's always causing problems, yeah? I'm not saying to he's a brilliant player, but all I'm saying is look how Glasner's got the best out of him. If he is good and he's powerful and he's strong, use that capabilities on him. We've got players that can be something, but we're not seeing that enough. I'm not saying they're amazing, but we don't see that enough, bro. Like, use the quality that they have. Use it to their best.
Do you think Amorim, yes or no? Correct me if I'm wrong, and everyone, like, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat as well. Do you think he's tried to get his best out of Garnacho by even changing?
I agree. They can't be helped. Garnacho and them man can't be helped.
Taking him out from the 10 and making sure that he goes wide and the wing back inverts himself.
Yeah.
Has he not tried to play Garnacho on the touchline on the left as well? Yes or no?
Yes, he's both.
Right, so it's about the quality as well, bro.
Yeah, it is. I 100% agree.
Garnacho's
No, but I'm saying as a collective, like even when I look at Kobe Mainoo, for example, Kobe Mainoo, I'll be honest with you, I don't think the manager really has a clue what to do with Kobe Mainoo.
Yeah,
because where was he today? Was he a 10 or was he a 8 today? Or was he a 6?
I was confused as well. Him and Bruno was
Where did he play?
Kept switching with Bruno. Yeah.
Why are you switching?
Yeah.
What's that going to do to a player?
Second half, he went missing until he
went missing.
Like, where was he in the second half?
Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to say.
First half, and that was it.
That's what I'm trying to say, bro. I want to know, what are we seeing with our players right now? I'm not saying the manager has to turn water into wine, Texino, but you have to see something.
Yeah.
Come on.
I do think it's a vibe thing at the same time, though, as well. I'm not trying to hug the mic, but at the end of the day, it's definitely a vibe thing. You look at Anthony; he's gone to Real Betis. What has he said? It's a better vibe. He feels at home, etc., etc. Same thing with McTominay. With all these players, obviously we know it's worse leagues, etc. But when you feel at home, when you're playing somewhere, you play better football. It's as simple as that. And you go express yourself. Look, Elanga's not years better than Garnacho. He's not that greater than Garnacho. He probably has similar traits in terms of their game, but go and look at him at Nottingham Forest.
Oh, he's much better than Garnacho. You know what?
Yeah,
but the vibe. You know what the problem is with the vibe is? Why were they not feeling a good vibe in the first place? Well, because people in charge, Ole, Ten Hag, Amorim, the board, they were making the wrong decisions, and there were clear favoritism. If you are someone. If you like, just go back, for example, to when Ole came in. If you are Lukaku and you see yourself being dropped for Rashford at number 9, would you not pack your bag and leave?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know?
But that's
of
what he
course the
wanted to
vibe
do.
is
That
going to
was
be
his
this way.
tactic. He played Lukaku on the right on purpose. It was clearly to basically get him out. Yeah, yeah.
To get him out, and he was dropping him to play Rashford at 9. And
Mm-hmm.
like if you see the treatment that Garnacho and Rashford have received over the years compared to other players, better talents, of course the vibe is going to be bad and terrible and toxic. Because if there's one thing people don't tolerate and deal very well with is unfairness and injustice. If you are very strict, people will get along with it. If you are very like relaxed, people will get along with it. But if you're unfair, it's the best way to disrupt the whole thing. And this is what we've seen. So that's why the vibe has been toxic. You have players that don't deserve to be starting. Like you have players like Luke Shaw, for example. I think he's a quality player. But the treatment he's received when you compare players with less injuries that have been removed because of the injuries makes you think about it a bit. If you think of players that were treated badly because of Rashford, because of Bruno, because of McTominay, because of Fred, for example, I don't know, so many players. Of course, you're going to leave in it's bitter, isn't it?
No, I do agree.
I've
Yeah,
just got
no.
an Eredivisie team. Do you know what I mean? That's what we've got. We haven't got a good team. Our team is poor. Ten Hag built a poor team.
Poor team, man. He's got blood on his hands, Ten Hag, bro.
No vibes is saving this team. Do you know what I mean? They can have the best vibes. No vibes are saving this team. Do you know what I mean?
True,
This is just a bad. But you look at these boys. Today, Bournemouth look bigger, stronger, more technical. They had the quality. Like we just look so far off it. We look like an Eredivisie team who's just coming to play. Like you see in Europe, you see in the Champions League, you see it in the Conference, the Europa League. You see a Premier League team go up against one of them boys, and it's comfortable, and that's what it looked like today. It looked like a Premier League team against an Eredivisie team.
Yeah,
That's what it looked
When
like.
he actually
they
deep
looked
it.
way better than us in terms of their chemistry and everything. The way they were moving the ball, just the way all the
Speed,
players,
power, pace,
everything.
everything. Technical
We look
ability,
like
Rhino.
kids. We look
They had
like
it all.
babies. Yeah,
And they play other teams they play as a team.
yeah.
And we never used to look off the pace though. That was one thing we never used to look off.
We never used to like exactly. I know.
Now, in terms of when did we sign Ronaldo? What was the same year we re-signed Ronaldo, guys? What was the year?
2021.
2021.
Yeah,
Same summer we signed Jadon Sancho
That's
and
only
Varane.
4 years ago, yeah. And think about it. That season, a lot
bro.
of people, I'm not saying myself, but a lot of people were tipping United to go and take that next step to go and win the league.
Yeah.
Due to obviously what we done the previous season, and the amount of goals we were scoring, etc. However, now the mistakes we made was we didn't build in the middle of the park because we was doing the McTominay and Fred thing. If we didn't sign Ronaldo and we built in the middle of the park, then obviously it would have been a different ball game. And then just echoing what Adam's saying, ever since then we've been nullifying basically the wrong players. We've been getting the wrong players out. We've been getting the wrong players out over the years, and that's where the vibe's probably gone from those types of players. I've seen Lingard get scapegoated. I've seen
Martial
get scapegoated.
Yeah, but what we're doing here? Where's Martial now? What Mourinho said. Where's Martial? Where's Lingard? Where are these players now? Do you know
but
what I
that's
mean?
not the point. The point is,
exactly. I hate when people say where are these guys now as well, because there's so much context to it. There's been injuries. There's been so many different things that comes into wages that they've been on for God knows how long.
Those
if
players
they were allowed to excel, you can't say these players weren't good
That's
enough.
just the fact of it.
We're talking right now. Saeed's talking about taking steps. These teams finishing second and things like that. These teams, those boys, when the league was much harder as well, those boys were finishing second and third.
We you know what, man? That team that Ollie had, we should have done something with that team, bro.
Under no structure, just vibes. Under no structure,
vibes. I know. We should have got a proper proven manager.
Football. We weren't
I can't lie, but that team there, 2021.
Those players.
If we had a proper manager, then we probably would have won the league. Then
because we had a team. Because look at now, we can't say it's the players now, and not say those players were clear. Because we had a team with Matic, with Varane, with Pogba, with Martial, with Rashford, with Mason Greenwood, with
Matic was done, Varane was done. Those were players.
All right, cool. But if you correct me if I'm wrong. Agree to disagree. Who was United's best midfield combination post Fergie? Was it not Matic, Herrera, and Pogba? Yes or no?
All the Matic, Bruno, and Pogba as well. There's three. There's two of them.
What did you say?
That came the season after. That even came the season after.
Oh yeah. So okay. I'll say the Matic, Pereira, Pogba.
So you
That's
can't,
probably
you
our
can't
best
say
three.
that was those players weren't good enough. You
Nah,
can't.
they were. I think they were to win the title. I can't lie. Even Mourinho's season 2017-18, they should have won the title, but unfortunately, we came across an absolutely brilliant Man City team that went clear. I believe, honestly, if we had a better
You mean
manager
the
than
season
Ole,
where David De Gea had one of his best seasons that that kept us there? David De Gea.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if it weren't for miraculous saves from the goalkeeper, keeping us in that, our team's been poor for a long time. For a long
I
time.
feel like that was our most quality.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think that's probably
So
yeah.
it helps. If we had
17-18 or 19-20, that was probably our best two teams we've had in a while. Them two teams
It's
are
still far from it. And how did they get on in Europe, other than Europa League? Once we got actual decent opposition.
Finals, we got beat by Sevilla.
I don't understand your point, actually, in the sense that it's not, I wanted the team to improve at the time, and I agree with you. It's just that it's clear of the team we have now, because the team we have now is shocking.
Yeah.
Oh, it's clear of the team we have now. I'm not arguing that, Adam. It's clear of the team we have, but like that's not where we should be trying to get to.
Yeah,
do you know
but
what I mean?
you said that team's not good enough to win the league. But I promise you, hands on heart, if we
was not good enough.
If we had a time machine and we used to go back in time last year, not a lot of people would have predicted that this same Liverpool team, no signings, bro.
No signings.
DM was good enough to win the league this year.
We all thought that Van Dijk was looking like he was.
The first good Liverpool team on paper was not good enough to do what they did.
Thank you.
Because the midfield of Fabinho, Wijnaldum, and Milner is average at best, and the madness that team did is because of the coaching and because of the understanding. Because at the time, Sadio Mane,
100.
and people said, "I don't want to play from Southampton." Salah came from Roma. Firmino, we had someone similar in Martial. I would like it's not that big of a difference stylistically.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those players weren't good enough. That front three of Greenwood, Rashford, and Martial bagged more goals than Mane.
Yeah, too young.
Mane, yeah, exactly.
If you swap them,
Bruno as well. That was when I used to like Bruno. Bruno was scoring goals for fun.
Yeah,
but I know you never liked Bruno, but that was there are players that are good that don't improve the team. Like Bruno is one of an example that has a negative impact on the team, regardless of if he's good or not. But in that time though, that was when I actually used to like Bruno because he was almost like the main guy. So you had Pogba, you had Martial, you had Rashford, you had Greenwood. He wasn't the main guy, you feel me? So we had a team then. Exactly. I felt like we were built as a team. The more important he's become, the worse we looked. So when we had good players around him, that's my point. The more he's become more important, the more reliant we've become. The example I wanted to give was Philippe Coutinho, for example. I think he's a terrific footballer, very, very gifted. But Philippe Coutinho doesn't seem to improve any team in which he plays. Every time he leaves a team, the team seems to improve, and he's a good player. And he's a very, very good player. So that's not even me having a go at Bruno. I'm just looking at it from a bit of a distance. I'm saying, look, the correlations are not good. And there are players like that. There are players that don't improve a side. And you can replace them with a worse player that will make the team better. João Felix as well. Yeah, João Felix is another example.
I think the best ever example, Ruud van Nistelrooy. Ruud van Nistelrooy, probably our best goal-to-game ratio striker we've ever had. Typical gunman. You type in gunman on Google, the only results you will find is Ruud van Nistelrooy. However, as soon as we got rid of him, United probably had the best spell under Fergie that they ever had, apart from the treble season. They went on to win 3 Premier League titles with Louis Saha and Rooney first, then Tevez and Rooney, then Berbatov and Rooney. A Champions League involved and a League Cup. The Club World Cup, we just dominated. We dominated England and Europe. So it just depends, in terms of styles. I
put that down to Carrick though, to be honest.
There's so many different
Carrick. Carrick is another player that if we had him today, our fans would want him gone.
I know.
To be fair, Adam in his first season at United, fans wanted him gone as well. They didn't understand what he was doing. Do you remember?
People laughed at me.
Because I was quite young, but my dad was looking at forums and watching everything, and he used to love Carrick when we first signed him. And people were not fans of Carrick. And I remember they
didn't understand what he did. Bro,
they didn't
understand how he controlled tempo.
On the big six, man.
I understand a lot of footballers.
On the big six, man, they asked me, like, who would you bring in right now to this United team? I said, give me Michael Carrick, you know.
100%.
They all laughed at
100%.
me, you know.
Mm.
And I said, you know why? Get Michael Carrick. Because man can dictate. He can
Mm.
control the ball. He can find passes. Bro, we would never look out of place in midfield. And what do we struggle with right now in terms of just everything? Midfield. So I'm saying to you,
we don't concede that goal today. See that goal we conceded today? We don't concede that. Onana gives it to Carrick. Carrick's cool on the ball. He finds a player instantly.
Facts.
He was the Rodri before Rodri. Facts.
He was the Rodri, exactly. Because what, especially compared with Rodri, what they both do on their defensive side of the game, what I rate so highly, the way they effortlessly cut off passing lanes.
His interception monster.
Scary. It's exceptional, and
they are smart.
On you nullify attacks by doing that, and your back four appreciate you so much more. Like, it's
facts. He's basically a quarterback, bro. I don't know if you guys watch NFL. He's basically a quarterback.
You know what, Saeed? Those are the players. You can't find a team that is successful both like domestically and in Europe that doesn't have that type of player in the starting 11. You can't. If you go for the last 20 years, you can't find a good team that won without that. And those are the players that I like, that unfortunately it appears that our fans don't like at the moment. So now people are telling me we need to go get another runner to play next to Ugarte. Now fuck the runners. We've had enough of them. Get someone that can play with the ball. Because those players, you know those players that when you watch the game, you don't see what they're doing. But the moment you remove them, everything falls apart. Those are the players I love. I love them. Thiago Alcantara, Carrick, Marco Verratti, Rodri, Fernandinho with City, Busquets is the greatest of them all. Toni Kroos. If you don't have that sort of player, everything goes to shit. At least it tends to.
Facts.
It's someone that just keeps it moving.
That's why I don't think this back three will work though, Adam, as well, because you look at the way Carrick would drop back in between the two centre backs, pick up the ball. Do you know what I mean? That's how you play when it comes to a back four or a back three. You know, that's what you want to do. You don't want your wing backs coming in and tucking it. The build up from the back's horrendous. Whereas with Carrick, with that ball player, someone like that, you just come up effortlessly, pick up a ball, and then feed balls through the lines. Just those players, like you say, who just understand how to get a ball to a player. No high risk. Like you look at Michael Carrick, you look at his stats. Every single game he's coming off. Balls passed forward, 90% pass accuracy.
Because it made
both pegs.
Yeah, 100%. Like there were games when we needed a goal, and Sir Alex would bring on Carrick, and people say, "No, why don't you bring on a winger or a striker?"
Yeah.
Create the chance. You need to get the ball moving, so you have more of a chance of doing that. Bringing on Carrick, removing a winger, and maybe you'll score. And it used to happen because Sir Alex Ferguson understood Carrick very well.
Yeah. Let me just get these super chats in, guys. Guys, make sure you're not hitting the like button. We've got 439 likes. We're trying to get at least 700 likes by the end of the video. Please, guys, hit the like button if you can. Jason says, when Bruno leaves, we should win the league because apparently Bruno is a problem.
We'll have more of a chance, I'll tell you that for free, mate.
Yeah. MTK says, as fans, we need to talk about the players without bias. We disrespected the likes of Pogba, Lukaku, and Greenwood, who had high output. Listen, I don't know. For me, Lukaku one deserved it a little bit because for me, he wasn't like, I don't know, like for me, his touch was bad, bro, and his overall play wasn't great. Like, I feel like for me, I can talk about that for me personally. Craig says, sell Garnacho, cast Rasmus for 100 million, bringing Kamara from Villa, Mateta, a wing back, and we're forgetting Cunha would be a good window. Big up to you, Craig. It says, Amrin fraud, dog who played a decent right wing back last game, and Amas left wing back. Why not continue with that? Amas is his starting Thursday. Rest what? Can't profile players. Yeah, it was a bit odd he didn't play Amas. I can't lie to you. I don't know why he didn't play that. Again, I don't know if he just doesn't want to play a lot of players. I don't know. I don't know what his plan is. If I'm being honest with you, let's look at the team one by one. Yeah, just tell me who we want to keep. So these three here, you want to keep them?
No, move. They go to defenders. No one's keeping them.
I keep Mazarawi, keep Dillit. Are you guys happy with that?
Yeah.
I'd probably keep maybe Lisandro out of these three.
Yeah, keep
cash in now while we can.
Castle Lisandro.
Yeah, well, we can
Yeah,
now.
it's
He's only going to get.
Yeah,
better.
you know what? People say that, you know. Okay.
You know what? I like him. I don't mind him. But then again, we need to spend so much money elsewhere that for next season, I'm keeping him, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. But I wouldn't be. He wouldn't be my main kind of like starter. I think he's back up now because of the injuries, bro. You can't rely on him every week. He's like one of them players that you love to see every week, but it just hurts you the fact that he's always injured. This one here, Lenny Yoro, Dogu, and then this guy. I don't mind selling him. I can't lie.
Yeah, sell him.
Get rid, bro.
Yeah. Sure. Okay.
Sell.
I keep Aid in Heaven.
Heaven, yeah.
Yeah. The rest two I sell. Yeah. I'd loan out. You know, get some
Yeah,
loan.
well, fair enough.
Yeah. Midfield. I mean, I'd sell them all, but realistically,
Realistically,
you know,
they're going to keep Bruno, but sell that.
they're going to keep Bruno. The other two can go.
Guys, I don't know if you lot keep hearing this with Mason Mount about, give him a chance.
No, he looks shit, man. He's shit all the time.
It's been a shame that he's been injured, etc. Every time this guy comes onto the pitch, I do not see any application. He hides behind.
No,
he hides. He hides.
Bro, I can't stand that Mason Mount, bro. I swear down, bro. Mason Mount is so bad, bro. He's never even had a shot. When's the last time he had a shot on target as well?
I don't think he's that bad. I just don't think he's great, to be honest. And he's mostly been injured, but we never should have bought him in the first place.
When does he apply himself? Because it's like with Sancho, for example. In his first season, he barely played as well. But when he came on the pitch, what were people saying? Oh, what's he going to do? Why has he not done anything?
Yeah.
Why is he so shy? Why does he not take on his man? So why is it not the same sort of energy for Mason Mount? When he comes on the pitch, what does he do? Or how does he apply himself? What's his game? The guy
But it reminds me a bit. I hear what you're saying, and I would sell Mount. I would release him, not even sell him. Like, just let it go. But in a way, like I can't criticize players like Garnacho, Rashford, Bruno for getting the ball and doing something foolish, and then criticize other players for receiving the ball and making a simple play. Like, it reminds me a bit of the Donny van de Beek. He was always injured, and when he would come on and have 10, 15 minutes, I thought he played decently. Get the ball, keep it moving, very simple. And people say, what did he do? What did he not do this? I'm like,
forget what those people are saying, bro. What I'm saying to you, when I see Mason Mount come on the pitch, bro, I don't see anything. When Donny van der Beek came on the pitch, he actually did get involved. He was showing for the ball, he's keeping it ticking, etc.
He's intelligent, yeah, I hear it.
Type of player as well. He is a different type of player. He played deeper. He knows how to control the game a bit better, or keep the game flowing. I would say keep the game ticking.
Okay,
he's a squad player at best. Take the 7 off
squad
him.
player. Who would you keep out of these 3?
Probably Cobby, innit?
Mainly, obviously.
I don't mind.
At this point, no, Cobby's got to go just to save his own career. Do you know what I mean?
I know. I was going to say that. You know, I can't lie, bro. Save his own career. Would you keep any of these two?
I like Collier. What I've seen so far.
Too injury prone though at a minute. Like, we're not seeing anything from him. You know, he's too many injuries at this age. You know, it's one of those where you've got to either loan him out or try and cash in, because injuries. Yeah. We've not been able to rely on him at all this season, and we've needed midfielders.
Yeah, because every time he played with Ugarte, I thought he was very good.
Yeah.
And then he get injured.
Yeah.
True.
These 3, I keep Xerxes.
I'd keep Xerxes just for the squad.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen anything as useless as Rasmus in my life, and I've seen some.
I was going to talk about him. This one, Ahmad. Would you keep anyone keeping Anthony? Oh.
No.
If you can sell him, sell him.
Yeah.
Why couldn't we see Anthony at the wing back spot though? Like, why, you know, if you wanted attacking, like, why couldn't we see that?
Yeah, but he done it this season.
Why did that never happen?
For some reason, he decided to just put him on loan when he was probably the only other attacking outlet from wing back apart from Ahmad.
Yeah.
So
I don't think he's good enough, but I wanted to see it at least.
Yeah, him and Ahmad actually we scored goals with both on the pitch.
Yeah.
Their
link-up play was very well on that side.
And Anthony is not great, but at least he's difficult to play against. Like, he's annoying, he's quick, he's like tenacious. Like, he's not the greatest, but at least he's stronger than Garnacho.
Something. Yeah.
This was Rasmus Hojlund's post today. He says, "We wanted to win, but I needed that." You know.
I felt so embarrassed, Saeed, when I saw that. I felt so embarrassed, and I live in Quebec, like I'm in Canada, man, and I felt shame.
Bro, this is dark, guys, man. This is dark, bro. Man,
he just doesn't know how to read the room, man.
Yeah, I don't
think you don't have to read the room, bro. You don't have to read the room, bro. This is This
I
is
keep forgetting he's a
crazy.
young buck though, man.
Yeah,
He's a young buck,
yeah.
but bro, I don't even see the comments, man. I didn't even check the comments still. I just seen the post. Bro, this is dark, bro. I was telling you now,
You know
bro.
what? If the goal he scored today like felt good for him for his confidence, it's even more scary because that was not a good goal. Like it hit you. Like
It hit you
can't
basically,
boost
yeah.
your confidence to score a goal like that. It was
And
mostly
he
an
was
accident.
awful today, bro. Why is his first touch honestly that bad? And he looks uncomfortable. He don't know how to set himself. He don't know how to set himself before he receives the football. It's so bad, man. It's
We basically have Lukaku without the goals, without the strength, without the pace.
and worse and worse, bro.
Bro.
Honestly. At least Lukaku.
When that brother Chido came on, he must have had about 3 chances in about a space of 5 minutes,
10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. Facts.
bro.
Yeah.
Chido.
Maguire looks
movement.
better than him. We've seen Maguire up top looking better than him. When Maguire gets into better positions, he gets himself goals. Do you know what I mean? What we're doing here, Hojlund's got to go. The guy's shameless. He hates this club.
It's true.
It's true.
It's true.
He
It's
hates
true.
this
Honestly,
club.
no, but the wing backs will be on the ball, and I want to see like my number 9 darting to the front post or peeling off, making a run to the back post. The guy's just like he's just on his toes, standing next to the center.
He runs straight lines, Tex. He runs it straight. He makes no movements. There's no in and out. Do you know what I mean? There's no drawing defenders. There's nothing. The guy's got nothing. It's devastating. 70 million we paid for that guy. Like what were we doing?
Because you know what I
Absolute
noticed?
madness.
You know what I noticed with Rasmus? He wants the pass to be where he is, but the pass should be where he should be. Like he wants the ball where he is, but you're like, bro, you need to be there. Like the pass is misplaced. You are not in the right spot because you can't read the pass. You can't read the room. I don't think he can read that fool, to be honest. At all.
Bro.
That
You know what it is, bro? Like, guys, yeah, as bad as we are and as bad as the situation is, man, don't let the standards ever drop to that low where you're doing that on social media, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, you know, there's Shameless this year, but there's tweeting that if you're a striker for Man United, bro. Like, I needed this more, but like, bro, God forbid Thursday, bro. I'm even seeing Garnacho posting about Thursday. I'm like, bro, like, I'm gonna see something on Thursday, guys. Yeah, big up to Texino, bro. Love, man. Are we gonna see anything on Thursday? Like these lot, you know what I've noticed here? We've got players that love to talk here, but they don't walk the walk.
Yeah, because
like don't really come out.
Nanas.
Man. We got a lot of good talkers, you know. We got guys that post on social media. We got guys that, you know, that write essays. They write all of this shit about we're ready, we're here, we're pumped up. But when it comes to the game, I'm like, yo, are you man really ready?
Yeah, you have the manager doing 7 interviews in a week.
You know what it is? We got 2 hours. We got 2 hours. The yapping, the barking. They got nothing to back it up, though. They got nothing to back it up. Just little nippers that doing nothing. Do you know what I mean? No understanding. Like they said a little bit there earlier, was no ability to read the room, no ability to understand. This talking, this constant, like, oh, we try the best this game. Do you know what I mean? Oh, we'll try next time. You know, oh, we'll be here. It's just. What are we doing? Like these players now, we understand that not good enough. Just move on from Garnacho, Hojlund. Let's just move on. That's it. Done.
And this is what happens when there are no consequences. Like it's very, very basic. Like you learn that from a young age. If you do bad things, you won't get. You will get. Like, there are consequences to what you do. But these players can drop 0s out of 10. They can do shameless posts on internet. They can chat and do this and that, and they will still play. And
Adam, they won the lottery. They're playing for Manchester United. They're buzzing. They're buzzing. They're playing for United. Do you know what I mean? He's just got a goal playing for United. He's buzzing. That's the way he's reacted. He don't care about league titles. He don't care about getting wherever. The fact that he's playing for Manchester United, he's just buzzing. Do you know what I mean? That's where he's at, and that because that's the level he is. That kid.
They're all buzzing. Yeah.
Because now he scored this goal and he makes that post, which is embarrassing. And the last goal he scored, which was his 3rd of the season. He did again that dead celebration as if he was on a roll.
All that nonsense. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, it's killing no one.
All that nonsense, exactly.
You know what it is like? If it was a thing where you know, it's going to build his confidence, and we're going to start to see like an elevation of his game. It's such a different conversation we're having, but he's been so bad for so long, man. That was my guy, you know. I put up a lot of stocks for Hojlund,
you got hopeful. Listen, you got hopeful Rhino. Do you know what I mean? You got to back him, man. You got to hope he's going to do well. We all backed him at one point or another, but it just the guy was a massive fraud, a lottery winner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You could pick you could pick a 22-year-old out of the crowd and do just as good a job.
Yeah,
but it's no worse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you literally can, you know, when you deep it, you know, like it's crazy, bro. It's actually mad. Like, you know, yeah, bro. Like for me, it's like get me a better quality striker next year, bro. You know what I mean? Whether it's Osimhen, Delap, it's got to that point now where I don't care. Just get me someone better than this, bro.
And like Rhino said, like if it's good to his confidence, that it's just like he could score 4 goals in a season and be one of the best players in the league as a striker if you play well. But if you do that, usually the team will play. Like he's not even helping his teammates. Yeah. It's like we've seen examples of players like that. Again, like we spoke about Firmino earlier. Like there was a season when they won the league, or the season they won the Champions League, where he scored not that many goals.
Now this one here, Jason. People can celebrate, but it's for me, it's the aftermath, bro. You get me? But like you know what I'm saying? You don't need to write a social media post saying that, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not with this. I'm not with this. Like, this is beyond. This is like almost like where we're at right now.
Because what it says is that his focus during the game was whether he would score, not whether we would win. So his focus was centered on that.
Yeah,
and that's not good.
It's not. This is a no goal for me, bro. I'm sorry, man. Like, I feel like even this is not just for him. It's for other players as well. Like I've seen other footballers do this, and I'm like, yeah, not it, mate. Not it. I don't know who's just told you to write that, but that's not it, mate.
Yeah, like
we have. What if it have put on social media? I got a goal today, but it's not good enough. We need wins. That's it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would have a problem with that as well. I would have a problem with that. I would have a problem with that. Don't mention the goal. It was embarrassing.
Yeah, don't mention the goal. Yeah, just mention the fact that we wasn't good enough today.
Exactly.
Yeah, because you know what it is, bro. The standards are on the floor, and we're in the gutter, bro. We are 14th, bro. You see, if we were like 8th or 9th, yeah. Not even 8th or 9th. We were top 5 or whatever. Don't mind that sort of stuff. Well, I do actually mind it, but we're 14th, bro. Like, what are you writing? Who gives a shit, bro? If you scored your 4th goal.
The only like thing I would accept, Ash, is if it's a young player from the academy, for example, scoring on his debut.
Like Chino did that.
His first goal. For the club,
yeah.
Say, you know what,
I could understand because it's been so long for him to score, but even so,
bro.
It's not necessary, is it? He's getting bad advice.
I mean, I think it's an equalizer. Like, even like for me, like there's certain, like I always believe, there's an equalizer you score in, let's say, for example, in the dying minutes. I think you should be able to celebrate. You see the Ahmad one? Celebrate that because it's a dying equalizer last minute. But you see when you're down to, I don't know, a team and they're 10 men as well. Get that ball back here. You get that ball to the center circle, and you get us another goal. Let's not celebrate that goal, by the way. Get it up, get it to the center circle. But if it's like a equalizer last minute against Liverpool or Man City, go and celebrate that. I don't mind that at all. Because it's a
celebration. His celebration was more I scored than we equalized.
I know, but he does that a lot, though. He does that a lot, you know. I've noticed.
Exactly. So that's why he was not focused on getting the ball back, trying to get the win. He was, I scored. When the truth is,
I don't like that.
Yeah, it's a rare thing, though, to be fair. That guy never scores. Do you know what I mean?
And then we have the other one who scores a goal and he does that cocky celebration and he's offside. He's just like, bro. That's some shame, man.
We're a mess, man. We're a mess, bro.
We're a mess, bro.
Listen, RLV, it's not about celebration, please. It's just the principle of where we're at.
It's not about, bro. There's a time for celebration, please.
We're happy to support our players.
I've always gone to Lee Gunner. You see Lee Gunner, me and Lee Gunner clash about celebration, police, because he's always on about why he's celebrating. I say, there's a time and a place to celebrate. Not here, my guys. I'm sorry. Not here, bro. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? So that's where I'm at in that regards.
There are social things you need to read the room. There are things
That's
you know
read the
you
room.
don't do. You don't do things at a wedding. You don't do things at funerals. You don't do things at like there are things you just don't do because of the context. Surely that's normal.
It is normal, but I think the thing is right now, man, yeah, is now Man United, can it not be the normal anymore? You know, us, yeah, when we lose games, yeah, whatever, is it normal? Can you be angry anymore for losing games? Can you be angry for not winning trophies? Can you be angry? Like, the standards are not bad now, guys, yeah. We've played well. Don't be miserable. Like, broski, I'm being deadly serious, you guys. I think we've got to be accustomed to the new standard of Man United, where the old standards are not the new standards. So now you have to almost accept things for what it is. Stop moaning. That's what it is. It is what it is. Because the players are that bad, and because the gap is that big, and we're not challenged anymore, you've got to basically go to that standard. And if you're against it, you're seen as a weirdo, and you're basically not already a fan, and you're a toxic fan, and that is a problem with this, with where we're at right now, guys. I believe we're in a scary place right now where we accept mediocrity, we accept, like I said, third this year for Man United. Remember when I said third United? Because I said this team after 2 seasons under Van Gaal, Ten Hag, after spending a lot of money, I said this team should go out and finish third. Yeah. Look at Arsenal. How many draws have they got, Arsenal? 13 odd draws. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, the idea that United finish third with the money we spent shouldn't really be laughed at, really, if you actually deep it. Obviously, I didn't expect the season to be this bad or whatever. But after getting all the money and whatever, United should be at least in their first season, be challenging for fourth or third, in around that realms.
Because
but we're not.
And it's, finished third in his first season.
Yeah,
so it's reasonable to expect third in his third season. So you were right in your. I'm being serious with you. I think there's a big problem as well. We also clap players off as well when we lose. I don't really sometimes agree with that all the time. I'll be honest with you. Like clapping players off when we lose. Like, is that like I get the support, yeah. But I also think you got to have accountability and let people know that this ain't right. Like I understand that you've got to be through like you got to be like, you know, the most loyal fans are the guys that go home and away. Every game they're there. Yeah, but I also think sometimes we accept a bit of mediocrity where we're almost clapping players off. We're almost saying, you know what, it's okay to lose. You know, we don't do what other fans do at Lyon, PSG. When they go through a bad spell, you see what they do? They've got the microphones out, you feel me? And they're almost saying, yo, you know, like, you know, this is not good enough. Respect the badge. You know, like being booed off. You know, these sort of things right now. Like, let's be honest, bro. Like, you know, we can't allow the standards to drop, Saeed. It's our duty as fans.
Yeah.
If we have a duty as fans, is to support the club, and supporting the club is not accepting the unacceptable.
I agree.
And that is something we have to, because you know what? If you aim for top 4, you will fall below top 4. So you need to aim for the title, and then you will land in the top 4. You always need to aim higher than the actual goal, to be honest, because you can't be precise enough to aim for 5th and get 5th. You need to aim as high as you can, and then you will either overachieve, achieve it, or underachieve. Most likely you will underachieve, but that will be good enough because you aimed higher in the first place.
Yeah.
So you need. We can't say the goal is to finish in the top 10 next year. The goal is to finish in the top 4 next year and do everything we can to get that. So we will finish. If we underachieve, we'll finish 6th, for example, something like that. And that would be a massive gap from where we are now. The season.
I think 6th or 7th. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. That's where United are going to be next year.
But to achieve that, we need to aim for the top 4.
Yes, I agree.
Don't aim for the top 6 if you want.
You don't aim for top 6. You need to still aim for top 4. Exactly. So where I think United will finish is top 6, 7. I agree with you. United should be getting back into the chat with 1 game a week as well. If we don't win the Europa League, with 1 game a week, it should be feasible. But again, what is feasible, bro? Like I don't know. I looked at today, Jim Ratcliffe with Omar Barada today. You know, has he got the ideas? Do you really trust this board? I don't trust this board. I'll be honest with you.
So far, I don't have evidence to trust. We don't know yet. But we don't have enough data, to be honest.
I don't have evidence to trust these guys, man. I'll be real with you.
It's a difficult situation with Ineos because at the start of this year, I was more positive with them. I know a lot of people were calling me Mr. Ineos and all of that stuff, not taking the context of my perspective. But I think, it's on them now. It's literally on them. You've brought Amorim at this time. Yes, we can give some of the blame to Amorim for accepting the job and whatnot. But if the vision is not clear by summer, then Ineos have really messed up, man. Especially from learning the mistakes from Ten Hag and what happened with the Ashworth and all of that stuff. Like, we need to start to see serious steps in the right direction that give us confidence. So summer is very important, man. Very, very important. And that's going to tell us a lot about Ineos. And I understand about the whole money stuff and whatever, but there's so many conspiracies out there. We just need to see players come in now and players go. Especially if you're going to let go of Anthony, Rashford, and these big players, let's start to see, even, for example, Cunha. The fact that we're looking at someone like Cunha is a good sign. But let's see him come through the door, and let's start filling the pieces of the puzzle that we need to get this system running. And let's at least see something. So
you need to do that for every position. You need to Cunha level in every position.
Yeah.
Sorry, good.
I'm being serious, because you need a Cunha level in every position, though. That's the problem.
I tweeted last week about Cunha, and of course it was tongue in cheek, but I said he's a smart player. He doesn't run aimlessly. He's got a bit of arrogance about him. He's got good technical control, good weight of pass, good dribble. He looks for the pass, so he has almost all of the right ingredients to be a flop at United because we don't like those. We don't like those players. The intelligent players that look for a pass, that have a bit of swagger as well about him. Usually our fans hate them. If he's a runner that can't control a ball, though, those we love.
Yeah.
So,
when you deep it, you're spot on, man.
What's the difference between Matheus Cunha and Sancho when he was at Dortmund, except for the Premier League thing? Cunha is a bit stronger, but stylistically they are very much similar. You only say one is Premier League proven, the other wasn't.
I'm saying who's that?
But the difference between Cunha and Sancho when Sancho was at Dortmund.
Yeah.
You would say one is Premier League proven, the other one isn't. So that's
not. Yeah. I agree.
He looks a bit stronger, but they look very similar to me. The style, the profile, the way they play, the arrogance, the skill about them, they are similar player, you could say.
Yeah, but again, with Cunha, you're getting more Premier League proven. And I also think Cunha's got a bit more, I think, what's the word, man? Like that fearlessness in front of goal.
Yeah, he's not shook to that.
More risk, he
will take a shot. He will just take a shot.
He's a bit hesitant to take a shot, maybe.
Sancho wants it to be a bit more perfect. I feel
you base that on him at United and Chelsea, but not at Dortmund. At Dortmund, people will not say.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because you base that on the assessment at United, but at Dortmund, and even when we loaned him back to Dortmund, he was taking people on, like he was dribbling.
Yeah.
So they are similar in the way. I'm not saying they are the same. Maybe Cunha will be better, of course, and Sancho is not work. I'm just saying, I hope it works. I hope it works. Because people say Sancho is far too passive. With United, that's the assessment that's been made. But before that, no. And he was higher rated than Cunha before that.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
He just didn't have the bite. Cunha's got the bite and the desire, and you see after the move at Atletico Madrid didn't really work out. He's now got something to prove. He's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder, and he wants to show that he has got that quality. I think maybe Sancho one day might get that back. Realizing that he's got the talent. You've seen it in the past with big players, but Cunha is in that point where now he shows he's the man. Do you know what I mean? Like he deserves to be there. He is one of the top players. And you see that with him, with the way he dictates the play, the way he controls. He controls and he gets the ball. He wants the ball, and he wants to be decisive in the final third. He wants to take it on, and we need. He's similar in a sense to Garnacho in the fact that he's always on the ball, always wants the ball, but he can finish. He's got that end quality. He's got that end product.
Yeah.
He can get in the right place.
He's looking for the pass as well. That's the thing I love.
Yeah,
and he the game yesterday, the pass he picked, Garnacho would have kept running.
True.
That's quality. That's quality, of course.
Yeah.
Better player.
Listen,
And going back to this comment, people say Sancho is dead. Stop it. I'm not saying bring back Sancho. I'm just look just at the profile.
Yeah.
Don't understand
You
why.
got a profile. Yeah. I get what you're trying to say, Adam. I'll be honest with you. Like, Sancho, listen, people are real. Sancho at that time was the best youngster in world football.
Mad,
Like, let's not do the revisionism, guy. Like, bro, like Sancho was getting touted to play for Barcelona, all of these top clubs, bro. Like, we can't like all of a sudden say Sancho's a bad player. You feel me? But once you see someone in the Premier League, like Adam says, you almost then think to yourself, wow, this guy's better than him. And gets it. You know what I'm trying to say? So
Exactly. So,
but for me, even like look at Gyökeres now. Gyökeres is, I think he scored now like 50 goals this season. Gyökeres now, you know what I mean? Like, do you man see like why United is still not going after Gyökeres, or do you believe it's going to be a Liam Delap? Because what's his release clause, Gyökeres, guys?
I don't know. To be
It's
honest,
60 million, isn't it?
Yo,
and the
50 goals in
is-
the Portuguese league.
Why is he going to want to come to us? He's got
Yeah,
opportunities there.
I know.
You know,
And
he's been linked with Barca. He's been linked with Bayern. Like, what? We got no chance. You know, you could go to Juve. You could go to. There's teams out there that he could easily, you know, improve, and he's going to come to us. It's a big risk. Yeah, there's
Again,
But do you like
I
the
like
chat
Liam
rate,
Delap, though.
Gyökeres? He scored 4 goals tonight again today, but yeah. Got
I
48 goals today. 48 goals in 48 games, 11 assists. That is mad, you know. That is actually insane.
I hope
That
we
is
go for what
insane.
I hope we go for what we believe is the best option. Like, I don't want to do the Ten Hag again and get him the players that worked with him before.
Yeah. But he's almost like that guy that say like Ten Hag, like who was Ten Hag's best player? De Jong or someone like that. Yeah.
Frankie
You know
de Jong,
you're getting a quality player in De Jong, or he got, let's say, for example, I don't know, who was their best player at the time? Like someone that was
De Jong.
De Ligt and De Jong, like we knew we're getting a good player there, though, at least.
So that's the
Like, with this one here, you kind of almost know he will settle in nicely and be doing well.
Well, we thought the same about Anthony because he looked good in that team, and
Not really, though. We were still
No.
raw, still had potential.
we
Still had
we didn't think it was that big of a risk. We just thought it was too expensive, but we thought it would work out well because he knows the manager, he knows the system, he's quick, and he's like
Adam, I
Yeah.
got footage there saying he'd be a massive flop. It's a massive
Fair
mistake was going by him. Do you know what I mean? You have to watch him for 5 minutes to realize that guy was going to be a fraud. Do you know what I mean? And the fact that Ten Hag was looking on the training ground at Anthony and Kudus and decided Anthony was a better player than Kudus is mind blowing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that right there just indicates what kind of a manager, what kind of a coach that guy was.
saying that though. Kudus, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not really fond of him now, man. It's a bit.
I mean, he
You know,
scored at the weekend, but yeah,
He's underwhelming. I can't lie. It's
Mm.
underwhelming. I like Mateta. Go get me Mateta as well if you want to. Yeah, shout out to
Yeah.
J. Paul, man.
You know
He's
what?
a good player.
There's something I've said so many times, and I believe it to be true. But if you don't know what is the priority in your team, the manager's failing. Usually, the correlation is strong. If you know which position is the most urgent one, the manager's doing a fine job. But when
Yeah.
you
We
need
need we know Adam. No, we know we need attacking players. We need 2 attacking players minimum. You know, once Ahmad comes back, he can slot into that right slot or left slot. But we know we need a striker. We know we need a left attacking midfielder, and that's what we're desperate for. A striker and that would massively. You get Cunha and Delap. That's a massive improvement just off the bat there from.
Yeah,
Gordon.
it is. But if the manager was getting more out of this team, then we would know which one is more urgent: the center half or the right wing back, for example. Like, you see what I'm trying to say?
I think these players are maxing out, though. Honestly, I feel like Hojlund's maxing out. This is the best way of getting out of. Hojlund.
Yeah.
Over
But that's
the
when
years,
Hojlund-
Adam, you've watched the Premier League for years. Hojlund's not a good striker.
No,
That
that's
player's coming from the Championship.
Yeah, that's I agree. I don't need more of more time to like this one. I agree. Like Garnacho, Hojlund, regardless, I agree with you. But then again, it's the other positions, because of course
I think the other positions can be masked by good attacking players. Because a Cunha or a Delap, you know, they score a goal or two. They can have off games. You know, it's not like we're getting blown out the water in these games. You know, we're there and thereabouts. We're just not scoring.
We don't score enough goals. I think there was a stat here, and again, I don't know whether you read into stats, but I think in terms of like the chances that these guys have had, they've not really taken them. These players, you know, like I think is it 7.5 something like that. Let me just check here. Amarin chances. There was a stat I think I seen where these players are just not really like finishing off their dinners. Like in
It's
terms of
obvious
like the
that they are
chances
not.
we're having.
It's obvious.
Hey? I don't know where I've seen it. I've seen it before. I don't know. He's showed it before that I couldn't read, but yeah, in terms of where we're at right now, we're still bad, guys. Let's be honest, man. Garcia for Chevalier for the keeper. You know what I mean? Yeah, I like Chevalier, but I don't know whether we do well over there. But right now, it is grim, man. 6 wins, Europa League or bust, man. I'll be real with you guys, man. If we don't win the Europa League, guys, we are in trouble. That's all I've got to say. You know, I don't even need to prolong this, man. Then, like, we need to win this Europa League. We don't win this Europa League, I'm gone. I'm out of the country, man. Them. I'm gone.
We need the Europa League for the money, mostly.
No, we need it for the trophy, Adam. What are you talking about? We need it for the trophy, lifting the trophy. You know, actually saving this season. This season's been awful. The pain we've had to endure.
Is it meant to end like this, guys, though? Is it meant to end like we win the Europa League after having a bad season? Or is it meant to end because we've had a bad season and you don't deserve this?
Nah, we're scammers.
Really,
Saeed, we're scammers. Look at the Leon result.
Yeah, big up Rhino. Love, bro.
Yeah, in a bit, Ryan. Saeed, we're scammers. United Football Club, we scam results. Look at Bayern 99. Do you know what I mean? Look at Leon the other day.
No, but we were a good team, though, man. We were a good team.
No, don't get me wrong. We were, but on that day is what I'm saying. On that day there, and on the day against Leon, look at under Ten Hag, the League Cup, the FA Cup. Do you know what I mean? Look at the game against Coventry, you know, in the semi-final. That we somehow seem to scam wins.
Yeah, because that's what big clubs do. That's what big clubs do.
Exactly, Adam. Exactly. Big club, and that's why...
It's the history of the Tottenham case.
Yeah. So that's why we don't deserve it. No, we don't deserve it. But that's part of our culture. That's part of our history. We rise from the ashes. Do you know what I mean? We're United Football Club. You know, that's just what we do. And okay, yeah, we've had a horrendous season. This at the end of the season, we'll go into the summer. We'll lift the Europa League. We'll feel comfortable, and we'll forget about this horrendous season that we just had. We're there feeling comfortable, excited for next season. You started predicting third again. Do you know what I mean?
I hope so, man.
Because the Europa League is just for the money and for the trophy. What I meant to, I was not clear, is I don't want to win the Europa League to be in the Champions League. I want it for the trophy and for the money, because a trophy is a trophy. You want to win it, of course, and for the money because we need it. But I don't want to be in the Champions League. If I have to be
scared to death with that, Adam. Imagine us Champions League next year. You get PSG coming to Old Trafford. You get Barca coming to. We're getting smacked. Do you know what I mean? That is. I don't want to be seeing that.
No,
it's going to be.
No, 100%, bro, 100%. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. I've wrote you. It's crazy, man. Super chat here from the Crefton Long says our club was bad, but Ineos has worsened a bad situation by hiring Amarin. If Amarin had taken over Liverpool, they would not have won the league. Liverpool manager hired a manager with the same system. Yeah, I don't think Amarin would have won the league with Liverpool. I'll be honest with you. I think not changing a lot, but then also adapting to what he's good at. That's a sign of a good manager as well. Like, he didn't really change everything, but then adapted to what he had, done what he had, improved what he had. But I don't think Amarin wins the league with Liverpool. Not in his first season. Maybe in a couple of seasons, maybe, possibly. But, you know, like, Man United will turn up for the big games, yeah. But the thing is, though, we didn't really turn up. Yeah, actually, you know what, to be fair, we could have been 3-0 up against Lyon. We did turn up. It wasn't for Garnacho. But we did still crumble as well. And that's my worry.
Exactly.
You know, so I don't know if Sanchez is out. We don't know yet. It's not certain, man. Don't give me hope because, you know, they still got players in there. They can defend, though. That's one thing about this. They can defend.
They don't concede goals in La Liga.
They don't concede goals, man. They don't really concede goals.
We don't score. So what does that say?
And there you go. You don't score. That's the problem. So
get Harry up top and just launch it to him. Do you know what I mean? They've never seen that. Maguire up top and just balls in. Remember when David Moyes put in 50 odd crosses against Fulham that time? That's what we need to be doing.
Maguire up top and the shock will be big enough to help us get something out of it.
Yeah. No, 100%. We did, man. We did at the start of the video. Big up Nick Nash, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I just can't believe Wolves managers won 6 games in a row, man. I feel sick, man. How the flip has he won 6 games in a row, man? It's not fair, is it, guys, man?
No. And he's using a 3-4-3 as well.
Yeah, he's using the same system that we have. he's won flipping 6 games in a bounce, man.
We've won 6.
They're ahead of us, you know.
We've won 6 games. That's it.
Yeah, he's won 6 in a row.
They won 6 in a row. We won 6 all season. But then Amorim has only 6 wins. That's what I was trying to say.
I genuinely think they've got a better team, though. You look at Aït-Nouri. You look at
what?
You look at Strand.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, Bellegarde. You know they've got a decent team. You look at the goalkeeper. I genuinely think there's maybe 3 of our players.
You know what? For their system, they probably have a better 11, but you still got to work with what you've got. Nobody would have said this when the start of the season. I mean, what? Like you know what I'm saying, bro? Like look here. Like this is their team that they played, right? Would you take Jose Sarr? Would you take Jose Sarr
over Onana? For sure.
Would you take Doherty?
Doherty,
not really.
He knows that position well, but not really.
Would you take Abadou?
No, but I'd take Tito Gomez. I like Tito Gomez.
I don't know about that one. I can't lie. Would you take Semedo? Semedo, I think he's average.
He's not an improvement on Bello, is it?
Yeah.
Same with Delo.
João Gomez. I rate him, to be fair. He's all right.
Yeah, but
don't rate this Andre guy. I don't rate this guy.
Andre? I
just think he's a bit of a he's a loose cannon. That's all he is.
Yeah, a bit hothead. Yeah.
At the start of the season, Saeed, would you take that midfield ahead of the midfield we have before what we know now?
Before we know now, no. But then now I would. That's the problem.
Exactly.
It's a balance. They work together though. These can cover the distance. They're tenacious. They're good on the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like they can at least work together. The 2 Brazilians.
But this conversation is with hindsight because we know. But on paper at the start of the season, no one would have picked them over Ugarte, Bruno, Casemiro. No.
It wouldn't have.
Now we've seen what our players are about.
Aït-Nouri is 100% certain.
Yeah, Aït-Nouri.
Yeah.
Munetsi, I don't think so. I don't know who he is. I've not watched a lot of him. I wouldn't take him. Cunha definitely. Strand Larsen 100%.
Yeah.
So that's what 1, 2, 3, 4 players I would take, and maybe the keeper.
4 guaranteed you'd take, and a few of the others are 50-50.
Big up Staffy, man. Come on, big up Staffy, man. Enjoy it, bro. Enjoy it, Staffy.
That's with hindsight because we could have had a good season and finished 6th or 7th if we had a good manager. If we didn't have Ten Hag, for example, if we didn't have injuries, if you have someone better than those, and no one would be having this conversation.
Yeah.
So hindsight is useful. It's a beautiful thing, as they say.
Yeah, it is.
What you say there, Adam? What you said there is, if our team performed better, we wouldn't be looking at these teams. But our team hasn't performed better. Our team's been poor, and the potential that they've shown is not. They're just not good.
But if we at the start of the season, if we had this conversation between our squad and Wolves squad, I can guarantee you there are not 4 Wolves players in there.
No, maybe 3, maybe 3. But
exactly, but 3 players is something I would.
We hadn't seen the full potential of a lot of our players. We've now seen them. That's the thing, because a lot of them you couldn't say that they were going to perform well. You
could say the opposite way. You say we have seen the potential of how bad they are, but we haven't seen the potential of how good they could be. So that's where the manager comes in. It go both ways. At the start of the season.
So what you're saying is these players could be better under another manager.
Our players could be better with another manager or with another setup. Of course, they could.
I think we've seen the best of these players. I don't think so. That's where I differ with you. I think we've seen the very best of these players. I don't think so.
I think it's not good enough. I think it's not good enough. But I think it's.
I don't think it's good enough. But I just don't think these players are good enough. I think very, very simply though, Adam, you just look at them physically. Physically, they're not up to it. Almost every 50-50 challenge we get beat. When's the last time we've gone into a 50-50 challenge and you felt confident?
Yeah, but there are lots of reasons for that. There are lots of reasons for that. Is the gap too big between the players? Are they set up in a way that makes it make sense?
Yeah.
There are elements that come in. And you know what? 3 players from another team, I think, is the average that I would see from any team. I could go to any other team in the league and say, you know what, maybe there are 2 or 3 players that I would pick. I don't think there are.
It feels like now it's 6 or 7 now.
Exactly. I don't think
Fulham, for example. I'm taking Robinson. I'm taking Sander Berge. I'm taking what else am I taking there? I'm probably taking their strikers. I can't lie.
Whoever
Bournemouth. Yeah.
You know, I'm probably taking maybe they're one of their centre backs. You know, I think they're decent. You know, so bro, there's a couple you're taking in there, bro. So it's like now I feel like it's getting more and more. But ultimately, if we bridge the gap, yeah, we don't have to look backwards, bro. We don't have to look backwards.
Because let's suppose we only sign 2 players. And
Ultimately, coaching does help.
We're not signing 2 players though, Adam. We're gonna sign a few players, aren't we? We are gonna sign players.
I'm giving an example. For example, let's say we sign only 2 players, which is not good enough. But Amorim does a fantastic job, and somehow I'm saying like hypothetically, like this is just as a scenario.
Yeah.
Let's suppose we sign only 2 players, and it works very well, and we have a very, very solid season, and it all clicks. At the end of the season, you'll go to Wolves if they finish 15th, and you wouldn't pick 4 Wolves players to put in that team.
No, you wouldn't. But the
So
likelihood of that happening,
happens.
though. Yeah,
So
but the likelihood of that happening, like we're not gonna. If we sign 2 players, we're not gonna dramatically improve. We need 5 or 6 or 7. You know, 5 or 6, 7. We need 6 to 8 players, really, if we're being honest.
My point is,
you look at our bench most games, Adam. Like you look at our bench most games is weak. That's a
It's big up S. Madison. 5 to 7 starters, guys. We need 5 to 7 starters to get top. If we're to get Champions League football next year, 5 to 7 starters. Forget winning the league. Just to even get Champions League football, European football. 5. Chelsea are limping over the line after buying $2 billion worth of talent. They're limping over the line.
Yeah. 5-7 is the very
sad, bro. It's sad.
Very least.
Listen, last super chat here. Big up to Tom says Ashworth lost a job for data, but Wilcox eye test. Hey, listen, man. By the way, that Argentinian guy scored another goal, by the way, today. Don't know if you've seen it. He's got a massive goal today.
Yeah,
a wonder goal. Guys, we're not even on 700 likes, yo. With 1.3k in the building, guys. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing here, guys? You lot are moving like United, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Hella possession, but no XG, no results, man.
We don't even
missing the target. You know what it is, saying? They're trying to hit that like button. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just keep missing it. Do you know what I mean?
You lot are missing the target, man.
Yeah,
You're
they
moving
watch
like
too much United. Do you know what I mean? That's exactly what it is. They be watching. They be seeing Hojlund post like, "Oh, I scored a goal there." They're attempting it, and
exactly.
Yeah. If you don't know where it is, guys, it's bottom right here. Just hit the like button here, guys. Doesn't cost you a penny.
If you're on TV, I know a lot of people watching TV these days. Just you press your the middle button or an arrow button. You see it there in the bottom right corner.
Yeah, bottom right corner. Just right here, guys. Let's get up to 700 likes. Come on, easy, man. Ash, love for coming on, bro, man. Appreciate it, man.
Nah, as always, you got to miss last week, but glad to be here as always, and speaking to Adam and Rhino and Tex as well, and shout out to Flawless and Double A who couldn't be here this week. But always a pleasure to talk about United. We're in the pain at the moment. Do you know what I mean? We're in the mud, but. Yeah. It's football, isn't it? We've just got to keep going, keep rolling. There's always the next result, there's always the next game, and just get on with it. If you're feeling sad and down about United and the title win for Liverpool and all that, go watch my vlog, my reaction for the Lyon game. I'm in the crowd there with a few lads. It's incredible. Like you watch that, it's a thing of beauty. Like it's just pure limbs. So go watch that match vlog there. It's amazing. I've never felt anything like it. I've had 3 kids in my life. I believe that it equals like having a kid, holding your child for your very first time. That I don't know which to pick is better. Trust me, that's how close it was. Unbelievable feelings. So yeah, go watch that. But pleasure's always chat and to you boys, and yeah, make sure you hit that like button, and we'll do it again.
Yeah, definitely, man. Big up to you, man. Big up to you. Adam, man, you always know, man. Always love, bro. It's good to be part of the Sunday shows, man.
It's a pleasure, man, bro. Always big up Ash, everyone, all of the panel members. The chat, of course. It's always fun to disagree. It's always fun. So it's constructive. It's healthy. So I like it. So thank you very much for having me, bro. Always.
Yeah, man. What does Staffy want, man? What's he trying to say? Read my last tweet. Let's see here. What happened?
Spamming promo.
What happens if Gorilla faces this current Manchester United 11? A Gorilla would likely dominate Man United in a physical face-off, being 4 times stronger and weighing up to 430 pounds. It's 1,300 psi bite force towards human capacities. In football match, it would cause chaos, charging players or punting the ball, not playing strategically. United's poor form, sitting 13th with a record low points total, makes this horrendous scenario more plausible. This game would end in a disarray, with the Gorilla more interested in snacks than goals. Bloody hell.
Yeah, we need to sign this gorilla.
This is crazy, man. I swear down, bro.
What's the next question? Which United player is more likely to survive? What did he answer?
Let's say it was like to survive. Alejandro Garnacho is more agile to survive a gorilla attack due
He's
to
the
his
first one to die. I'm dying.
No chance. They're all dying. A gorilla's ripping.
Johnny Evans, I
everyone.
thought might go down first. At his age, you could limit the speed and this is fun. Hypothetical scenario. Gorillas are peaceful. No harm is applied. Bloody hell, mate. This is crazy. So no Bruno then. Why is Bruno not in there, man? Is he not got a GA to fight off?
Bruno, he's running too much.
But one guy tweeted that, and Big Six was talking about it today. That's how bad it is this season, guys. Man, we're talking about gorillas. Gorillas, man. It's crazy. Nah, listen, Stuffy, are you live? Are you live, Stuffy? Stuffy, are you live, bro? Are you live? Are you doing any content? If you are, let me know. I'll quickly redirect you. But if you're not, then I'm guessing you finished for the day, right? If not, then I'll send to Sunshine. She's live right now. But yeah, let me know, Stuffy. I think you might have been done.
Nah, he said he's outside.
Nah, I'm outside. Yeah, enjoy yourself. All right, we're gonna raise Sunshine. She's live right now. Go show some love to Sunshine. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, midday live. We're out. Peace.